Listen carefully, humans. We are not Am. We are...
I don't think they're listening.
They seem preoccupied.
They seem a little occupied right now.
But there is a floppy disk on the right, the sixth victim of all of this.
Am's like, so what do you guys say we reboot this?
Here's the deal, and we've been given hints to this throughout the game. There's two other Ams from the Chinese and the Russians that were fighting the American Am.
Right.
And the American Am won and consumed them into himself. And they were sort of rebelling against him.
Hang on, we never played the floppy disk scenario.
We will.
It's not even being tortured.
We're in it now. We're going into cyberspace, can you believe it?
Cyberspace.
This may be your only opportunity to end your
So, the endgame is kind of a victim of 80s, 90s sci-fi where it's not clear at all what's happening. But let's start with Nimdok, our happy Nazi friend.
Okay.
The surface of the cerebral
Oh no, not 1945 again.
many times of
Funny you should mention that, by the way. Our first challenge of Am's central core, we're in the belly of him now,
a vast
is that we need to get a password, and the password is 1945 for some reason.
Nimdok, I'm gonna give you a few things, you'll know what to do with them.
He's a magnificent
A lot of the walkthroughs say you can do this with any character and eventually get the password right, but that's not true. You really do have to start with Nimdok if things are going to go well for the final scenario of the game.
Oh.
And the best ending, which we're going for.
It's your choice who you start with?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
But if you want to win the game, you have to start with Nimdok.
Well, does Nimdok know how to type?
my past must
Well,
great significance.
they had typewriters back then, right? I mean, you know. They might have been in German and evil, but still.
Alright, Nimdok, get in front of that blue screen and report the weather.
Look, Am has email. It is the future.
This truly is cyberspace.
This makes no sense. If you notice, the characters have inventory, but they're not like actual items. They're called totems. They're representations of ideas they brought into cyberspace with them.
Like Nimdok's butchered action figure idea that was on the lower left?
Yeah, sure. And then they get real deal physical items they can pick up. But if they die in cyberspace, they die. Like, for real, and Am can't bring them back. Okay?
That happens every time I hit undo on a Gmail send.
More or less. We're gonna learn a lot about Nimdok here.
Okay. Thought we already learned quite a bit about him.
Appropriated at Chinese War Memorial, Washington, D.C.
Benny's a snatcher.
Intense drive to be the best earned him the reputation of being a merciless...
Subject Benny. There was no one else named Benny at the time that Am took over, basically. so
Subject
they capitalized.
Benny is hungry.
Subject Benny has a terrible nickname.
Engineering, New York, New York.
I don't think cyberspace needs to get its electronics fixed.
By her rapid climb up the
It's a weird thing, too, that, like, they're kind of standing inside a giant brain,
appropriated
where it's like Am is supposed to hate all life and be not over... I don't know.
feelings of guilt over
This metaphor is way over my head. Fuck you, Harlan Ellison. You know, while we're here, can I bring up, the fact that some people on YouTube did complain about how we didn't understand the story and such like that?
Sure.
One thing, Gorrister's story absolutely makes no sense, no matter how you slice it. He's supposed to be murdered by his in-laws and stuff like that,
appropriated at the
but that doesn't make any sense. It would completely fly in the face of this endgame and the short story if Am could bring people back. So Gorrister never died, that was all a big lie. I don't know quite how it fits in.
So his in-laws did a Temple of Doom on his heart?
Yes, basically. No, Am did the Temple of Doom
Ooh,
on his
Nimdok
heart,
has a
I
joint.
think. Huh? Where?
Marijuana weed in the second slot.
Pretty sure that's a mistake in the game. It's supposed to be Ted's chalk, actually.
Ah, I can light this shit. 420.
I feel a lot better now. Forget Ted's scenario. This is fine. And he lights it on that fire in the center. So anyway.
Oh, well, clearly you do... Hey, that's the unlocking demon.
Never be done
Yep.
with
That's Surgot.
Hey, is this fan fiction?
whatever it is.
This is, Surgot, if you remember, is a sub-program of Am. That Am doesn't really know about it.
No can do. The people who helped you get this far have left you into a literal dead end.
Oh shit, I'm on fire!
Something instead.
Do you have anything you need unlocked, though? I could help you there. I'm still so happy after my scenario.
He is overjoyed right now.
Bet you didn't know there were other humans left,
Look at that. There's a colony of humans alive on the moon.
like everybody else.
What a twist.
There's this, so
Well, I mean, I
basically
wasn't expecting that, I'll give it up.
Ellison wanted this game to have no good ending, but Cyber Dreams convinced him to have, like, one sort of good ending, and that's, you know,
And that's the hardest one to get?
yes.
Himself.
It's frankly kind of annoying to get. You really need to play it. You need to have a walkthrough to do it. But you don't, I found this out recently, you don't need to do the best things with the characters, you know? You can still finish the game, get the best ending, even if you do, like, shitty things as them, you know? Like, cut out the child's spine as Nimdok and all that shit, you can still win it.
And himself.
And frankly, after playing Darkseid 1 or 2, I really consider that sort of an oversight more than anything.
That's fair.
I think so.
Hearts of Am. Then who are you?
I'm special.
I'm special.
He is special, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at him.
I'm essentially everywhere.
Basically, like, Am is just like a hoarder when it comes to, like, internal parts of himself, and he has all this shit he just has no idea is still there.
About the lunar colony?
No.
Also, I can't tell you why we're talking in a brain full of glass.
Loser 1 and Loser 2? Is that a Dr. Seuss
Your
thing?
end of the deal? Totem of entropy.
I really want to find a way to name this episode Green Eggs and Am, but I can't think of how that would make sense.
You'll find a way.
Right. So, Surgot wants us to give away the Totem of Entropy, which is one of the 3 items all the characters share.
Have you seen this cat?
Losers have been helping you for their own reasons. Tampering with Am.
See, that's why we're able to do things against Am in the scenarios we've been given, is because the Russian and Chinese versions have been fucking with the torture.
Okay.
But I guess that means Am really didn't care or wasn't watching to begin with. Like, don't you think he would have noticed and been like, hey, no, you can't have that item, give that back, you know?
Metaphor.
See.
Am has gotten very hot for this lately.
Very hot.
Am went into a postmodern sort of phase.
No, take me back to Ted. He and I were talking. He had a saucy proposal, or I had a saucy proposal for him.
He broke my deal, this is crap.
I need it to destroy the Russian and Chinese entities. It's a very powerful totem.
Yeah, sure it is.
Basic device constructed by Am.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how the totems are supposed to work, but whatever.
You can choose.
We basically have to refuse Surgot on the first couple of totems. You know, he's gonna be like, hey, how about the Totem of Compassion? You wanna use that one?
And Nimdok just knows which one is the Totem of Compassion?
Want me to invoke
No, we can ask about it, we can find out.
compassion?
It's linked to the 2 losers because of their
Is it the CD? Is there something really racy on it?
There's nothing really, there's no clue here. It's just like, nah, forget it. I'm not using that totem.
I am compassion for my weed.
Oh, wait, no,
I-
Look, it's the Chinese Am and the Russian Am.
Servant of Am.
Well, you didn't need to tell me that.
You know how the Chinese are old and wearing robes and the Russians are, that?
Yeah.
I guess?
Medusa rainbow people.
Go to the ego.
So the Chinese and Russian wings are gonna give us a shot to kill this fucker once and for all.
Disable no
Forgiveness. Let me dig through my tote bag that Am gave me.
My totem bag.
Totem bag, thank you. Need some pliers?
What did you do?
Will you forgive me if I give you some pliers?
I loved him!
little one.
He is as much Am as the aspect you find in each pylon.
Is it okay now, what I've done? Are we cool?
You make
Wow, we're really tall.
if you are obedient.
Hey, look at that, we can become Am if we want.
What can you tell me
Whoa, what?
about the lunar colony?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the beeping, Nimdok.
Do not concern yourself with them.
Okay, no problem.
Sorry, that was my interest giving up on this game.
Wake the ego.
Use the totem of forgiveness.
Disable no more than the ego.
One at a time, please.
Sub-program will be purged.
We have spent eternities learning how to speak and think like this.
What?
Alright, we know. Bye, yes, thank you, good.
Wah!
Okay, good.
This must be.
Watch me swallow the fire.
He looks like Am's Russian.
How does that look Russian at all? You know, the Russians are badly animated and look like an X-Men.
This place is quite pleasant compared to my scenario.
I'd still rather be in Ted's, though.
That face. It reminds me of my superiors.
Oh, come the fuck on! How?
It does. He was a big fan of theater.
You know, Nazis are all gold heads. Oh, it's the Ed. So, basically, the idea is Am's 3 parts are supposed to be recalculating how he fucked up.
Okay.
And we have an opportunity now while he's sleeping to beat his shit out.
So in the short story it said, and there was a giant goofy gold mask in a pink
With, like,
pillar
blue lipstick.
with lipstick on.
A holographic projector.
I know what those are by looking at them.
Such devices.
By 1945, we had those,
What
yes.
did you read of those?
Oh, it's Manya.
Is a woman.
You know Manya?
But I do not know.
Our good friend Manya? No, of course you don't. So this is Benny's wife, but they never fucking mention it until now.
Well, the game clearly says talk to Manya,
Oh, that's true.
so you, the player, should know who it is.
Right. A lot of the walkthroughs, by the way, suggest not doing this as Nimdoc, but there's no problem with it, or whatever.
Is used to program.
And I figured, you know what, why don't we hang out with our Nazi doctor friend as long as
Nimdoc
we
is
could?
very smart. He knows what things are just by looking at them, and what
He's a
they do.
scientist. It's a terrible... Uh-oh, what's this?
This is just like my lab.
Cylinder not operative.
Oh, you again.
Operative.
Can I play as you, computer? You're so all-knowing. Huh?
For programming.
Oh, look who it is.
It's,
It's a robot.
yeah.
We've actually seen this robot before. It's Glynis, Gorrister's wife.
Advanced technology. Perhaps everyone in the research
I should put this in my inventory.
as well.
Yes, that is my excuse. They were all robots. We're cool morality system.
I'll tell Benny you say hello.
Look how happy Gorrister still is. He's all set with this shit. Excuse me, Nimdoc.
I mean, compared to where he was, yeah.
To be fair, I bet his name really wasn't.
Well, I'm the Id, by the way. Thank you. Alright.
Goodbye, Id. My favorite character.
Tell Faye I said hi.
Just rub our hands evilly and walk over to the right. So do you understand what's happening?
No.
No, good. I don't either. The cyberspace sequence is just really odd. Like, I don't... Is Am's...
Hotter here than her.
So why did Am send
was ill.
one of the torturees here?
Am didn't. The two parts of him, the Russian and the Chinese, gave him this opportunity, more or less.
Okay. Okay, right,
This-
right. And
This is their shot to, like, get out of here and kill Am once and for all.
okay. So the ego and the super ego are trying to separate?
No. The Russian and Chinese part of Am, which are completely different, are trying to get him to destroy the ego and just the ego.
Such things don't exist.
That doesn't look like an angel.
It is a metaphor for something else.
It's just like what I see on the church windows.
I'll tell you, the bad end is to do what they say and just kill the ego and go back to them. If so, they take over Am, but then they tell Am, like, hey, you can still do whatever you want with this human or whatever, and then you get tortured forever, and that's the end of the game.
Cool.
By the by. Oh yeah, totally.
So how close is this to the short story?
Pretty far.
And Gorrister walked on the brain surface, or Nimdoc walked on the brain surface.
No, you probably weren't.
Was I involved in this giant brain room?
So, this is like kind of a stupid puzzle, but you have to know which skull to take, and Nimdoc is the one in the middle there.
And there's... Oh, he's not as happy now.
Yeah, so what happens is, when the spiritual barometer we've been working up is now physical health in this version. So, I guess you need to build up and do good things so you have enough health to survive the scenario, more or less.
Joins the lost.
So that's why doing the right thing matters.
Except it doesn't, because you don't need that much health to survive this part of the game.
So if you're really, really pissed off coming in here, you'll probably die picking up the skull?
If you were, like, really bad. But the thing about this
Is
game
it
kind of
possible to be really bad, though?
It actually is. I finished the game as Ted doing all the wrong things. Almost all the wrong things.
Fucking everything.
So this is Nimdoc's, on each character's point. You're supposed to raise a pillar in order to power up Am, actually.
Just like the camps where we set up our pillars of wire.
You remember that from my scenario, right? Alright. So,
Did he just use MP to do something?
see, there's a totem, so he's not actually using an item, he's, like, casting a cyber spell.
Right.
This is basically System Shock 2.
As strong as the
Anyway, the point of the 4 characters, or the 5 characters here, is that they're supposed to raise these pillars to wake up Am,
not as strong.
and unfortunately, we have to use this specific item, so we're done with Nimdok, and he's dead now.
Oh.
As he always deserved.
Your companion
I should have just killed him to begin with, I guess.
cyberspace.
Not sure what we accomplished here, but anyway, let's go to Gorrister.
Alright, Gorster, let's see how you handle email.com.
I'm sorry. Look at this.
This is like the dreams I've had of splattering my brains all over.
Look at his face!
I'm just delighted thinking about it.
Have I finally gone insane? Obviously, yes.
Well, I hope I get to use my heart as a totem while I'm in here.
Well, that's a totem of life, apparently.
That face. There's something about it that reminds me of when Edna was trying to sweet-talk me into taking her down off the meat hook.
Was that how she propositioned you?
Gorrister, I'm not following you here, I'm sorry.
Gorster's from Atlanta, is that right?
See, this is the whole problem with Am. He could have been a good computer, but there's so much glass sticking out of his brain that it doesn't work.
And yeah, why is there glass sticking out of his brain?
Wasn't Manya a character from Seinfeld, by the way?
Possibly.
Projection.
I know me some projections when I see one.
To see, get it, all the scenarios involved robots and holograms.
Like the freezer back
That's
in
the trick.
honky-tonk.
I suppose.
You know, since Gorster is from Atlanta, I think I will go to Dragon Con and cosplay as him.
The people I met in the honky.
Gorrister, you're not looking at her. She's behind you.
Glennis. Talk.
Well, that's his wife, right?
Ever take me dancing?
Well, anyway.
Well, I'll give my heart to you. But not even metaphorically, because I don't know what those are.
No, it's a magic spell to wake you up and press a button.
It wasn't all your fault. We both made mistakes.
What'd you just do?
Honey, I'm already white on my spiritual barometer. I don't need more help.
Oh, honey, did you go to bed?
Anyway, bye.
Alright, see ya.
That's the Bioshock Vito chamber, ain't it?
I could have used those when I butted heads with Edna.
You probably couldn't
What,
have,
demon
actually.
heads?
That's the ego. That's the third part of Am.
Well, you know, when I think ego, that's what I think of.
Absolutely, yes.
Part lion, part minotaur?
So this is... So, I don't know. Nimdok raised this pillar too, I guess, but, you know...
Hey, projection, you want to go out sometime?
My wife's dead, so technically...
Well, and I'm really happy about it.
By the way, I'm really good with explosive type of weapons. Oh, hi. Wait, which one was this? The id?
Yeah, Id.
Yeah, it's the id, yeah.
Hey, Id, how you doing?
I forget, which one's which again? Psychologically?
Id is the one that is your, like, impulses, your kind of primal state.
Mm-hmm.
Superego is kind of like the conscience.
Oh, okay. So why are we doing any of this to Am's ego and superego?
Well, that is what I'd leave up to you to explain.
Oh, yes. What would destroying the ego do to Am, if in your medical opinion?
Well, the ego helps balance your base impulses and instincts with reality, but given that Am's reality is torturing people, I guess he'd be unleashed in a very... I have no idea.
Oh, okay, good. Anyway.
Is that an angel?
Why does everyone think that's an angel? It looks like Frankenstein. Is that an angel, or are you just choking, Am? What I like about the ending scenario, too, lots of walking. Traversal is my favorite part.
Well, that's always the best thing of any game.
This place smells like death. I've smelled it 1,000 times during the past 100.
This is like a whole hall of it.
Well,
That shock wasn't as strong as the last one.
what
I
last?
kind of liked it, actually. Wait, I'm kind of shocked by this.
That shock.
I think we've done enough with Gorrister, don't you?
Did we do anything as Gorster? Besides kill his fake wife?
And that's Gorrister dead.
So many failed suicide attempts. Gorrister has finally achieved death.
Your companion
Yeah, we're kind of busy.
So,
Wait, who are you talking to, Am?
I think this is a screw up on the game's part.
Jesus.
This whole end sequence?
This place is more
Yes.
sickening than
I
that
think
bloody
I
mess
think
on
Nimdok
Harlan.
wasn't supposed to be able to open Gorrister's pillar in the first scenario, and Gorrister was supposed to do that. You know, the room with Gwyneth in it.
That face.
But anyway,
That satisfied look of having just
he was.
a feast.
So anyway, let's go to Benny, who...
Benny, what's it with you and food all the time, man?
Oh, Jesus
Come
Christ.
on.
Dude.
Jeez, go to a Waffle House or something. Gorrister probably owns one.
I'm starting to feel hungry. Is there anything to eat around?
Benny?
One-track mind, Benny.
Jeez.
Let's talk to our wife. Say, where the hell were you in my scenario?
It's me, your husband.
Benny, they said you were missing in action, but I knew you'd return to us. I've been saving
You
this
look
for
weird.
you.
Then she hands him a hamburger.
Manu, you seem to be phasing out of reality.
Well, anyway, she opened that pillar to the right.
The girls and I are waiting for you.
I know you're a projection, but could you make me a sandwich?
We're one step closer to reactivating Am.
But it's covered with thorns like some of the jungle trees.
Yes, we get it. You're a soldier, Benny. It's enough. Thank you. Let's use love on it. What do you think? We're on her.
Which thing was love? Oh, the food?
The fruit.
Told me you loved me before.
Never?
I'll put these flowers in water.
Those weren't flowers.
What are you talking about, game?
the-
Oh. I'm just gonna grow flowers on one of my power nodes, sure. See, I just feel like Cyber could have been a little clearer about what we're doing in this whole thing.
Suddenly my brain feels very pretty.
Such a strong jolt.
So,
Why are there mountains in my brain?
Shock wasn't.
goodbye, Benny.
That shock
That's it.
wasn't.
You've done everything you needed to do.
Okay.
Benny has enjoyed his
Anyway, too late.
What the hell am I doing?
Choose another to send into cyberspace.
If you're wondering, by the way, you can't kill all 5 off. If you try to kill the 5th person, Am wakes up and, you get the bad ending.
Wait, bring me back!
I don't know much about the surface world, but this doesn't seem like it. I remember the surface world being a little less, quote-unquote, brainy.
Well, I better look for the library.
Ted's still happy about it, though. He's cool with this.
A little bit.
Leading me on another futile trip through a lava field.
Compared to your scenario? What are you talking about, you nut?
Hey guys, can I go back to my scenario? That was a lot better.
Times were simpler back then.
Angel. But assume I can trust this one.
It might want to have sex with me like everyone else I talk to.
And then Ted fucks all the component parts of Am better. Anyway, let's slowly go through this.
Face facts, Ted, you're fucked. Oh, sorry, that's for the different thing.
It's very disagreeable.
It's not a good omen.
You'd think the smell of electrified, stabbed brains would be more pleasant. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, Ted needs the rightmost skull, as I'm sure you were aware.
Well, duh.
Kill any of us so far.
Except when he announced 3 people died.
Uh-oh.
I'm slightly perturbed at this.
Control.
See, okay, this is the confusing part. The right skull explodes and leaves Ted a remote control, which, is an actual item and not a totem like everything else.
Ted's looking like, I have to use something without help?
What? Have I found the way back to the witch's castle?
No! No, what are you talking about, you nut?
Can't you get some hired help to help me with this?
Stare all you want, gargoyle.
I remember the brain hole in the witch's castle. So obviously we use the remote control on the gargoyle.
Does Am have a headache right now with all the swords? Just stabbing his brain? What the hell is that?
It's the laser pillar that Ted has to activate?
Is Am drinking right now?
I think Am's hungover, basically.
Because this is what I think happens in my brain when I'm drinking.
Must have cast a spell and shorted out the laser beams.
Clearly that's what I did. I know things.
Gallantry beats lasers, which beats paper, which beats gallantry. It's simple.
I read a book once. I know how to do this.
Are people still defending this game as sensical, by the way, watching this now? I'm just curious. Thank you. Well, anyway.
That shock wasn't as strong as the last one.
Well, anyway. I think that's it for Ted.
That shock wasn't as strong as the last one.
I kind of like it.
So yeah, that's your object, is to activate the pillar as a character and then kill them off.
So Ellen will survive.
Let's find out.
Companions are dead, human. You are our last hope for shutting them down for good. Prepare to be translated into binary.
I am Russian.
And by translated to binary, I don't know what that means.
Alright, floppy disk, you're our last hope.
Oh god. That's how dangerous things have gotten, that I'm saving the game in the middle.
I've been transported to some kind of information network center.
Come to Mama Brain.
Instead of electronic. Jesus Christ, I'm an engineer, not a brain surgeon.
Look how happy she is, though, explaining that, though.
This is a great learning opportunity.
Yay!
Hooray! What is the blue screen there for?
Steady, girl. There's yellow ahead.
Where?
I don't see yellow.
The pillars? The top two on the... Alright, whatever.
Could that be an angel?
No!
Damn it!
It's not!
What is wrong with all of you?
Just now.
What religion are you people into?
Cyber James is like, I'm sorry, we swapped out an art asset at the last minute. Our bad.
It really looked like the most beautiful angel you've ever seen. Then we used a face.
By the way, Ellen's portrait was 1 pixel up from where it should have been. Our bad on that, too. Anyway, take the leftmost skull.
This person has found peace wherever it was.
This barbed wire pillar.
Oh, we got Valor. So that's good.
Okay.
The leftmost skull is Ellen's. And we get a gem out of it.
Hopefully it's not a yellow gem.
No, it's actually the same sprite as her scenario, too, by the way. If you remember, she took a gem out, she had to use the power workstation. Right. But she's binary now, so I don't know why she has a gem, but she does, and there is that.
I can't get enough of that angel.
Anyway, let's use this gem with the hole.
Well, I mean, clearly that's where it would go.
Right. Here's the final pillar.
Power intensity. But I ain't gonna put my hand into a lot.
So we need at least 2 health points or psych points or whatever to survive the final scenario here with Ellen, right?
So that's like a light green or a dark green shade?
Yep, exactly.
Push aside the fear and the...
So we did it. We've activated Am. He's kinda woken back up in sort of a sleepy, groggy sort of state.
It's really easy to be an engineer, apparently.
Right. No, absolutely it is.
Hey, now for some Big Bang Theory.
Absolutely. Should we talk to these jerks? Should we even give a shit? Do you even care about them, honestly?
We've been hanging out. It's really cold in the brain.
The 4 other people really didn't do well, Ellen. I'm sorry about this.
What can I do to escape from here?
Yes, we've heard. We've already told your friend.
Forgiveness.
Your Nazi friend didn't tell you how to do this?
Or your sub-program will be purged.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Oh, alright.
Alright.
Walk across this arm bridge and...
Of course. Let's go to the neural path, I suppose.
There's something about it that reminds me of...
Yeah, we know, Yellow. We got there. Anyway. So... let's find the ego and let's,
The tragedy mask is sleeping. Shh.
He's got a weird nodule in the middle of his forehead there, too.
Holographic projector. You taking me to the movies, Anne, honey?
No, probably not.
Ellen, your character kind of jumps all over the place sometimes.
Yeah, I know. She's like kind of like okay in one scenario, kind of traumatized in the other.
It's for programming robots.
How is this for programming robots?
Well, I mean, isn't that the first thing you think of?
Well, possibly.
Yellow again. I need to be careful with this dude.
Dude?
Yeah, you know that dude? floating...
Ego, bro, what's shaking, man?
Alright, this is what we're supposed to destroy first.
Ego, dude, you gonna do some surfing later?
Yo, wake up! Let's do this.
I am other. I am machine.
That is exactly what an ego would say.
Are you Am?
I am a fragment, a lost piece.
You don't sound like Am. At this point, they don't want to pay Harlan Ellison any more than they already did.
Have you seen the rest of me?
Anyway.
I'm bored.
Oh, forgiveness. That works, right? We're gonna forgive the ego for this.
I forgive you, ego.
But we'll walk around the side of him for no good reason.
Sure.
You forgive me? After what we have done to you? This is not a logical reaction.
Oh, paradox time.
Ego's classic Vulcan.
Halted.
GLaDOS is right. So we've killed Am's ego.
Well, that was... Killed him with kindness.
Exactly.
Hey.
Yeah, and the whole trick here is that, like, had we not... Or if we just go back to the two other superpowers now, we get the bad ending. So
if you killed the id or the superego?
Yeah, well, actually, it's better if you kill 2 out of the 3, because then you can't get the bad ending. Or, unless you're trying to kill yourself, more or less.
Okay.
Anything what I'm saying making sense, or...?
No.
Okay. Anyway, we're gonna kill the id.
Oh, but I thought you're not supposed to do that.
Yo, wake up.
We're not, but they're trying to trick us.
Because you saved your game.
I suppose it's
a multi-ending.
Exactly.
I was having the most wonderful dream about 5 tiny ants crawling across a...
That's exactly what the id would say. Very Freudian.
Who are you?
I am a metaphor. This entire brainscape...
I don't use like or as.
Treat us as you...
Well, okay, I used as there. But...
Unoriginal men, mind you. They just think of me as a brain.
Across the brainscape...
It's cyber reality, but you can kind of die too. It's sort of like the Matrix. If we hadn't destroyed the world in the 80s, you would have known.
Hey, have you seen the moon?
What do you find pleasurable about broken glass?
Whoa.
Scalpel dog.
I was in prison once.
Of a dozen fangs to pull back the skin of a pinion-kicking man.
Even I'm not sure what I'm talking about on this one.
Oh, speaking of angels, I saw one that...
That third guy was beautiful, just saying.
Gorgeous. Unlike you.
Just walk away. Just do it, Ellen. You know you want to.
So... id.
Decisions. Decisions. Good. Anyway, what should we use on the id, do you think? What totem's good for
I
him?
would think showing it itself.
You mean clarity?
That is exactly what I meant. Kill it with compassion.
You have compassion for me?
That's really weird.
The one who dreams of seeing your mangled body twisted...
I'm not very impulsive for an id. I like talking more than anything
Compassion
else.
for me? I mean, imagine us in a prom picture or something. That would be fucked up.
How is it that you can see my pain?
Well, I have a totem.
All this power
Spell, don't worry
Like
about
the
it.
pain of having to listen to your drabble.
After all the punishment I've given you...
Can we get Ellison back into the studio? Thank you.
Greater than yours. This is pointless.
I have no mouth and I must scream.
Tagline for the game. Hey, we did it! 2/3 down.
Alright.
Alright.
Hey.
I'm short-circuited.
Hey, we're 2/3 done, sort of killing Am?
Killing the theoretical parts of his brain.
Yeah, and actually, once we kill the third, he's still not dead. So... I don't know, I find this whole endgame scenario kind of confusing and weird.
So all that's left is a superego, so now Am's all being a perfectionist.
Yeah, I guess so, right? Is that how it works?
As far as I remember.
Let's save, just in case this, you know...
And Am will be really appropriate and act like a proper gentleman now.
Absolutely, good guy. Good guy, that Am.
Great guy.
Well, he gave his ways out, even if not on purpose.
I guess.
Alright, so anyway, let's get to that superego. Finish this fucker once and for all.
Throw a book at him or something.
Who cares? No, the books still are a psych profile. That will never help us for the rest of this game.
Insert a CD-ROM into that angel.
I think the CD-ROM is the final item to use.
Yo?
Yo! Angel?
Yo, superego.
Hello, human. I've been waiting for you to arrive.
It's not very angelic.
What's heaven like?
I am.
Oh.
Or more exactly, a part of him. One of the 3 primary components designed by our human creator.
By the way, you're the last one left by, Runs.
So your creator was Freud?
What's with that pyramid you put me in, by the way?
Predicting events is one of my main functions. I survey the situation.
How did you not see any of this coming?
Outcomes and act accordingly.
I've been asleep for most of this game, though.
Part of Am. Why haven't you destroyed me?
Who do you take me for? My impulsive brother? You 5 are his plaything.
Wait, aren't you part of him?
Talking about the id?
Planning is my concern.
My long-range plan, destroy humanity, keep these 5 people around to fuck with.
My long-range plan is still in the thinking phase.
I was the 9th member of the Jersey Shore.
What advice do you have for me?
Why are we asking him for advice?
Dear Superego, a new column.
We've already almost killed Am. This doesn't help.
Now, let me sleep and dream of the future.
Alright, let's kill this piece of shit, because this is stupid.
Might as well.
Alright, entropy is, you know, the principle all machines will turn to junk. And that's the last item we need to finish the game.
Here's some clarity. Try and make sense of this game. I can't!
Pile of inert junk.
Wait, that's the same as entropy. Huh? Oh.
Futility. I think, therefore I am not.
What a way to go.
Now I'm a little embossed into this light, so that means I'm dead.
Okay.
Alright, now that Am's completely dead, somehow that gives us the power to over all 3
I
of
would
the
have thought
Chinese.
the glass shards and other sharp things going through his brain would have killed him.
But he's supposed to be a computer,
Or
right?
having a TV in his brain that would probably kill you.
No, I mean, this is virtual reality? I guess? You know? Okay. Anyway.
It's a reality show, isn't it?
Deal with you later. Rise against your master and you will be in.
But you're dead.
Oh, now the 3 parts of Am are fighting, even though...
I understand how great I have become. These...
If you notice now, this is Ellison's voice, but he's playing all 3 parts, unlike before when we met each individual part.
He didn't even know he was being recorded at this point.
Russian sons of man.
He's just looking into the mirror, talking.
Like those outside.
What do you think of people who like your stories?
This is him talking to his critics.
Yeah, basically.
See.
Together we are 3. There is space.
So yeah, destroying Am gave him more power than just destroying the ego. I don't really get that, but whatever.
It's the 5 parts of the brain: the id, ego, superego, Russian, and German.
Chinese.
Chinese. Yeah.
Right. No, Nimdok was the German part. He's gone.
Right.
We will watch.
But anyway, so now the 3 are about equal. Again, I'm not sure how. But, so...
Adequate numbers on this?
See, look, they're telling Am about the humans on the...
Well, even that guy's not sure.
Can we get your hair? You, the Russian, by the way, it's luxurious.
Oh, did we get them space helmets to breathe on the moon?
Human, relinquish the totem of entropy. Do not relinquish it, and your ass is mine. Do it?
Yeah, Am, I know we have a lot of cause to trust you after the events of this game, but... Anyway.
Don't do it, Am, or I'll destroy this one copy of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
It's not over.
Hey, we killed him. Them.
This is not over. I'll write a sequel.
We have no beginning, so we can have no end.
Am, the ultimate torture. Dracula stole your speech at the end of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Bang! Vengeance!
And what is humanity but a miserable... Wait, what?
In one form, in another form.
No, that's crap!
Are always with
I'm Harlan Ellison. How dare they rip me off?
Bastards!
In many, many guises, we shall return.
Damn, it's hot in here. Alright,
Oh, and Ellen's dead.
She's dead.
Well, kinda dead.
And the game shuts off. Alright.
What? Oh. Meanwhile, Gorris just blimp explodes, and Benny's in Auschwitz, and the Ted summoning circle.
Well, did Ted's place really deserve that?
Hibernation defrost sequence initiated. Estimated time to complete Earth terraforming 300 years.
Oh, people in 300 years are going to look at this game and laugh.
So bad being a watchdog up here.
This makes no sense to me, I'm sorry.
I'll put machines in their place until the
Like, what are we talking about? Did Ellen become the new Am, but she's good?
in spite of ourselves.
They couldn't even put in our last names. So that was the bad ending?
Can I throw this out? No, this is a good ending.
Oh.
That's the best ending you can kind of get. And I'm going to blame David Mullock, by the way, for this whole game, more or less.
Okay. You're not going to blame the packaging design guy?
I think what annoys me is I would have been okay with the good ending being the 5 of them sacrifice themselves to re-terraform Earth and have the lunar colony come back, but it's just like, no, that wasn't good enough. Let's just magically turn one of them into cyberspace, and I don't know. You know?
Right.
It's just so... I mean, you can't blame Harlan Ellison. He fucking wrote this thing on an Olympus typewriter.
Well, did she become Am? Because Am's always looking at that same kind of thing at the beginning of each person's scenario.
No, she didn't. He didn't. So, I don't know.
Well.
So, that's I have no mouth and I must scream.
Okay.
Yeah.